of the United States. Join us now is my good friend, Michael Starr Hopkins. Michael's founder of Northern Star Strategies. Michael, appreciate you taking the time here. It is a historic week, even if it is a very unconventional Democratic convention. I do want to start a bit more broadly with you here. What have the Democrats accomplished with this convention so far over the course of nights 1 and 2? And what do you think the DNC still needs to prove tonight and tomorrow?
So the first 2 days were all about explaining what the Democratic Party stands for and why it's the party of the future. You know, the first 2 days were a reflection of the country and the fact that the country is diverse in both opinion and in the way that we look. And that's what the Democratic Party reflects. Now, this third day is going to be more interesting because while the first was about us as Americans, it's going to be about Donald Trump and the Republican Party and their failures. There are going to be clear distinctions. And I expect not just President Obama, but President Clinton, Speaker Pelosi, Elizabeth Warren, all to draw those distinctions and talk about facts like, you know, during H1N1, 12,000 Americans died. Now, under coronavirus, we're already at 170,000 deaths, and we're only about 7 months in. Those are the kind of distinctions I think Democrats are going to continue to pound on.
Of course, Michael, in an alternative reality here, my man, we are all, you and I both are doing this interview live from the ground in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's not our reality now, but Wisconsin is one of the 4 most important states, I would argue. Attack on Michigan and Pennsylvania and, of course, Florida. What do the Democrats need to prove? What message do you think resonates with those so-called pivot voters that did once upon a time vote for Barack Obama and then pivoted to vote for Donald Trump?
Honestly, Democrats need to show competence. At this point, Americans are scared. They're scared that we have a virus ravaging our country that's killing Americans. They're scared that the economy, while the stock market may be doing well, average Americans aren't sharing in that wealth. They're scared that they won't be able to keep the lights on in their home or food in their fridge. And so what Democrats need to do is, assuage those fears and explain that if a Democrat's in office, you'll be able to go back to movie theaters without worrying the world's going to burn down. You'll be able to sit down at Thanksgiving and have conversation without worrying that it's going to end in a fistfight. I think that's really the message that Democrats need to be pushing.
Michael, I do want to ask you about some of the perceived fissures within the Democratic Party. Congressman Ro Khanna, an open progressive, is not back in the official party platform due to disagreements over Medicare for All. You do have some skeptical progressive voters. What do you think the party needs to better do a Biden-Harris ticket to prove to those progressives that this is the party to take the Democratic message forward?
You know, like any family, there's going to be disagreements within a family, and progressives and moderates aren't always going to agree on everything. But what I think the Democratic Party has been really good at doing right now, and some of that is thanks to Donald Trump, is unifying and rallying around the idea and the notion that Donald Trump has to go. You know, to use Rex Tillerson's phrase, Donald Trump's a moron, and we can't afford the risks that his presidency is continuing to put us in. You know, with our allies, we're alienating our allies. With Americans, there could be 200,000 less Americans around the Thanksgiving table this year or unwrapping gifts at Christmas. You know, I think those are the things that we really need to be focusing on, and less of, you know, kind of the inter-party fighting that happens at this time of the year.
Michael, the second the word Rex was out of your mouth, I said, I know exactly that he's going for the moron quote. Who here in Washington does not know that's the defining moment of the Rex Tillerson era? Finally here, my friend, next week we'll see the Republicans get their 4-night shot at this. What will the RNC look to do, you think, to try and match what the Democrats did this week?
I mean, I think a lot of plagiarism, just like the last RNC. It'll be interesting to hear Melania's speech and see how they match kind of the empathetic and emotional appeal that Democrats have attempted to put forth. Because Donald Trump isn't a very empathetic person, and there aren't going to be a lot of stories about him, you know, calling families and, you know, telling them how much he cares about them. So it's going to be a little more difficult when it comes to the president. I made the joke yesterday that Republicans may be stuck just playing Birth of a Nation in between speakers, but sadly, that's kind of where we are right now.
Michael Starr Hopkins of the Northern Star Strategies. Great to have you. You and I met on the campaign trail for what seems like 10 years ago, but it's been the longest campaign we've ever had. Very appreciative you could take a few minutes tonight for us to celebrate.